be helpful if the bench could share some comments, some compliments with council, just to help you and to encourage you as you go along on this journey that you have embarked on. We'll start on my right.
Thank you, Presiding Judge. Firstly, I would just like to compliment you all. I think you were all exceptional. You did a great job. So mostly I only have compliments for you all. I think the standard was very high and I was very impressed. One or two comments that I would just have. I think sometimes some of you had much easier cases to present than others. I think the key to being a good advocate is, notwithstanding your case, you have to learn to show the bench or illustrate to the bench that you believe in your case. And you need to do that both through your delivery, your oral delivery, as well as your body language. And so you need to try and convince the bench that you're convinced in your own arguments. There were some times, in some instances, with some of your arguments where I felt that that wasn't the case. Some of you did it well, others struggled a little bit more, perhaps also just because the arguments were harder to make. So I think that's an important part. Part of being a good advocate is actually, we talk about advocates actually acting. It's almost playing a role in a way. You obviously never mislead the bench. You always, stick strictly to the facts, and it's never an attempt to mislead. It's just an attempt to persuade. Remember, what you're trying to do is persuade, and that is the art of advocacy. I think that's my main comment. Really, congratulations to all. You were exceptional. Well done.
First of all, congratulations. I think in my first week as a law student at the university, I was told that a lawyer must be falling down talking. So you shouldn't easily fall. So we commend you for the good job you've done. We understand that this is a very sensitive issue. And in reality, I don't think there's ever been a case like that which has been argued in a real court. So you've done a tremendous job. But anyway, there are two things we wanted to say. First of all, yeah, a good advocate must always be supporting his or her argument with authorities, but that does not mean that you should, well, sometimes you, for that matter, you should not overdo it. It is also important to avoid general reference to cases. Your cases or legal provisions must be, as far as possible, very much directly applicable to the case. But anyway, you've done a good job, and of course it will be unreasonable for us to treat you as real practicing advocates. That will be unfair. You've done a real good job, and the purpose of this is not to say who won or who lost. It's the learning experience, and of course for some of us it gives us more ideas on what to do next. So it helps you, it helps everybody in this room and us sitting in front. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. It has been not easy. Please, whenever presenting, take your time. You rushed yourself, even if when you're told you've got 3 minutes, you just thought 3 minutes was never the 3 minutes that you knew. And I think you were dealing with a very sensitive issue that you were not even sure. It was like you were looking at people with albinism and not very sure to say, am I offending or what? But I must say, well done. And the fear that you had towards the end just gave you the sense that please relax. Whenever you're doing anything, you've researched your topics very well. All I can say, well done, and thank you very much for being advocates on albinism, because this issue has been so sensitive, but you took the time and you well researched the issue. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you. I don't have anything new to say, but I'm going to say them anyway so that you know that several people arrived at the same observation. And this is not me just repeating them. We actually did compare notes and same observations. The pacing, especially for those who cite a lot of authority, is really hard to keep up. And I understand, because I've been in your shoe before, and I was actually given the same advice. Slow down, slow down. It's okay, you're already good. This is probably the first time we've had a Moot in inter-university, international, and albinism. So congratulations, you're probably part of a historical moment. It was, yes. So even if you think we lost the final, you actually made history. So don't worry about that. And I noticed that your work was very well researched. Also noting what my colleague Abdallah said about sometimes the authority didn't quite link, or the premise didn't quite, the question that was asked, you didn't necessarily answer, you just said something. I understand, but nonetheless, I noticed that your work was very well researched, and I really commend you for being so courageous as to bring yourself to this level, to face people with albinism staring at you. It's not easy. Well done, all of you.
The trouble with being the last one to speak is that everything gets said. Just one addition, and it's that I observed that every council that stood up was confident, and that was impressive. So well done. So once again, congratulations to both teams for having come this far, and we hope that the comments that we have shared with you, you will find useful and that you will actually use them as you prepare for other moots. We hope to see you in other moots, and also in your litigation career. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to our judges. And so we move into the last phase of the official proceedings. Allow me just a moment also to add my voice to those that emphasize the kind of historical relevance of what we are doing. I am reminded on the first day, yesterday, of the conference, that there was a session about how there's a gap between the regional institutions, African Commission, Court, African Committee on the Rights of the Child, and the need that there is on the ground, and that one of the objectives of what brought us here is to look at how we can bridge that gap. And as some of the judges said, this is a hypothetical case, but it must be the first time that lawyers on this continent really put their heads together and applied the international instruments and argued a case. A case rooted in reality, although presented to a hypothetical African court. We commend our judges, we commend our teams. But I think the third phase is the important and the interesting one, and that is where some of us will go to the actual institutions, the actual African Court and Committee on the Rights of the Child and the Commission in Banjul, and present these cases and make the African instruments alive and actually impact on the lives of people living with disabilities and persons with albinism. So I think in that context, I think we have all taken small steps towards a much bigger goal, and I commend all of us, and particularly then the finalists and the judges for having been part of this proceedings. Thank you very much. I think it's a cliche to say that, you know, the teams performed very well, but I've also been in a number of moods, and I think the performance of the finalists must testify to a very high quality of preliminary rounds as well. So as you know, I think all of you know very well, this Moot African Disability Rights Moot competition, only one sees the end of that route here today, but the process is a long one, and I thank those in the center, Professor Ngwena, Innocencia, and others who have been involved in the drafting of the problem. I commend and thank everyone at all the different partner universities, 8 partner universities that had been involved. It's a long route to come to elimination rounds, to be chosen, to prepare. We know that many, many hours, hopefully very interesting and rewarding hours have gone into the preparation and the moment that brought us here. So thank you for that. Thank you to Tuto and the team that then at this occasion made this happen, brought all of us together, did the logistics and held it together so competently. We appreciate, we commend you for your contributions and your role in this process as well. Thank you very much. It remains then for me to just announce a number of winners, prize award prizes, and then also we will hand over the certificates to each of the participants that have come this way. So perhaps, Tuto, we could start with the certificates if you are ready with those. I think then we will lead to the highlight. We will go through this very briefly. We ask that the people from the different universities, we hope that everyone is here, would come to the front and we would hand you your certificates. And for this, if I may ask Dr. Matakala, who was the presiding judge, to just come to the front here and then hand over the certificates to the various teams. We ask that one representative from the team comes, because we put together all the teams' 3 or 4 certificates inside one envelope. University of Botswana, representatives, any one of all of you can come and you can receive your certificates in the envelope. Thank you, University of Botswana. Thank you very much for having joined us. Followed by the University of Nairobi. Any representatives, please? University of Dodoma in Tanzania. Universidade Eduardo Mondlane in Mozambique. Midlands State University in Zimbabwe. University of Malawi, that would be Chancellor College, University of Malawi, and now it will be revealed who the actual teams were that were presented here. University of Zambia. And Makerere University in Uganda. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Matakala. Then we invite and announce also, as I mentioned, the route starts, the road to here starts a long time before we actually arrive, and it also starts with the memorials. So in the preliminary rounds, one of the aspects of the team's performance that also counts heavy weight is the memorial that the team has prepared, the written argument. And I will just mention the top 3 teams and then ask the team with the highest score for the memorials to come to the front, and we will award a prize to that team. And I ask Dr. Honorable Deputy Minister Posse, if you wouldn't mind to just come to the front and then help us to award these prizes. In the 3rd place for the memorials, as prepared for the preliminary rounds, was the University of Zambia. In the 2nd place for the memorials was Chancellor College, University of Malawi. And the team with the best score for the memorials that were used in the preliminary round, that is Midland State University in Zimbabwe. Midland State University. if the team can come to the front, we have plaques here that you will be able to keep with you, and you'll receive them from Honorable Posi. Thank you very much. That is then the prize. I think it is for each of them. It's maybe just that is the place where it is held. So that is not the winning team. So, Best Memorial Prize is the venue. The venue had changed, but the venue was supposed to be University of Pretoria. So the winners are not the University of Pretoria. It's the venue indicated. So that was a bit of confusion. Thank you so much. May I ask Ms. Jackie Cassette to come and assist us? Thank you very much, Deputy Minister. To assist us with the prize for the best oralists. So we also rank, and we will give a full list on our website. But if I may announce the 5 top oralists, as we announce your name, you could just maybe stand, that we could acknowledge you, and then the person, the best oralist, will get the plaque from us here in the front. So the 5th best oralist was Aaron Kaleba from Makerere University. And that was the score again for the preliminary round, so the average of the rounds during the preliminary rounds. In the 4th place for the preliminary rounds, the best oralist was Vongai Magodora from Midland State University. Unfortunately, no prize, just an acknowledgement. Congratulations, a handshake if you like. No, you can get a handshake, right? Please, please. No worries. In the 3rd place for the Oralist Award, in the 3rd place, Kwima Mchizi from University of Malawi Chancellor College. The 2nd position for the Oralist Awards in the preliminary rounds, Mandela Nkunika from University of Zambia. And the winner of the Best Oralist Award based on the preliminary round performance is Miriam Atim, Makerere University. Thank you very much. If Commissioner Mazibuko, we could ask you to assist us with the handing over of the prizes, the prize to the winner for the ranking in the preliminary round. In the preliminary round, I think we will just announce the winner. There is no plaque? No, fine. So we will just, please, you will just acknowledge and we'll congratulate the top 5 in the preliminary rounds. Going from 5, in the 5th place was University of Nairobi. In the 4th place, Midland State University, Zimbabwe. In the 3rd place, University of Zambia. And then in the 2nd place, Makerere University. And in the 1st was Chancellor College, University of Malawi. That was the preliminary round performance. And let me just say that the averages were very, very close. So the difference between team number 1, 2, 3, and 4 was really decimal. So we are all winners. We always say that, but we have to bring 4 individuals, 2 teams to the final round. But rest assured that the quality was very high, and we appreciate everyone's very hard work and their efforts. So while Commissioner is here, we will now announce the winners of the final round, but I think we will start we will announce the runner-up, and that will be clear who the winner is. So we will ask Commissioner Mazibuko to hand the prize to the runner-up, and of the two teams, then you could gather that the identities of the two teams had been by now revealed. The applicant team was the team of Chancellor College, University of Malawi, and the respondent team was, and still is, Makerere University in Uganda. And the runner-up team, which is now unconventional to announce it in this way, but so the team that had won in the final round was the team for the applicant, appearing for the applicant, and that means that the runner-up team is the team appearing for the respondent. Please come to the front and claim the prize. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Commissioner. And then, lastly, we ask the UN independent expert, Ms. Ero, to come to the front and hand the winners' prizes, the prizes for the best team, to the team of Chancellor College. Team photo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then a last, just as a token of our appreciation to each of the judges who sat on the panel for the final round, just as a token of our appreciation, you added much luster to this occasion. We appreciate your preparation and your participation. Tutu and the team will hand to each of you a small token of appreciation for you to take away from these proceedings today. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attending this session. One last round of applause for all of us, for all the participants, for all the judges. It was really history in the making. We wish you all the best. We thank you for being here. We hope that the participating faculties will be here and we will spread the word. Our ambition is really to make this a very fully fledged African disability rights moot court competition that goes beyond Southern and East Africa towards the whole of the continent. So that is certainly our ambition for the short term. Thank you very much once again, and good luck with your travels home or wherever you're going after now. Thank you so much for being here with us.